We're now joined by Alabama head coach Nick Saban and SEC championship game MVP Derrick Henry. We'll ask both to comment on the game, and then we will take questions for Derrick first, followed by questions for Coach Saban. Coach, if you'd open us with an opening remark.
Well, as I said out on the field, very proud of this team. After the Ole Miss game, these players all said they wanted to be a different team. They wanted to do something special, and probably more than any other team I've ever coached, I wanted to see those guys succeed today and win the second back-to-back SEC championship and have an opportunity to get in a playoff. And I think there's a lot of people that deserve a lot of credit. These players have worked really, really hard. The coaches have worked really, really hard. We have a great team in Alabama, from our administration, athletic administration, Bill Battle, all of our coaching staff, all of our support staff that works to help these guys be more successful in life, for having been in our program, whether it's academic support, personal development, or being a better football player. And I can't tell you how proud I am of this guy. He's had a phenomenal season, and he deserves every accolade that anyone could ever throw his way. So, you know, we knew that this was going to be a tough game today, and it would take sort of our best focus, our best mental and physical toughness, our best discipline to execute, and it was a tough game. Florida's a very good team. They should be congratulated for winning the East. They competed really hard out there today, and I have a lot of respect for Coach McElwain and their players, but I sure was happy. I made a statement earlier that the best fighter always doesn't win the fight. You got to go fight the best fight, and that's why we needed to respond today, and players certainly did that. So what's important now? That spells win, W-I-N. And I think the players did all the things they needed to do to prepare for this game, and I'm really proud of their performance out there tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Derrick, your thoughts on the game and winning an SEC championship?
Like Coach said, you know, very proud of the team. It's a team effort. And like Coach said, I feel like the Ole Miss loss, we really came back together and mentally locked in and was focused and wanted to get back to the SEC championship. And we knew that we had to come battle every week, and we got better week after week. So I'm just proud of the team and proud of what we accomplished.
Thank you, Derrick. Again, we'll take questions for Derrick Henry first. Please raise your hand, give your name and affiliation. We'll start over here, Derrick, to our left in the front row.
Kerry Clark, Bama Magazine. Derrick, how would you rank the defense that you went against today as opposed to the rest of the ones you faced this year?
I think it's the best defense that we face. You know, they're very physical, very disruptive, very fast on defensive line. Athletic linebackers who are very physical, try to knock you out, and good secondary. So I think this is the best defense that we face all year.
Okay, we have a question over to our right. Andy?
Andy Staples, Sports Illustrated. Derrick, this last couple of weeks has been almost like high school was, where you were getting over 40 carries a game. Why do you get so much better as you get the ball more?
You know, my main focus is on finishing, helping this team win, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to help this team win, whether it's me running the ball, catching the ball, or pass blocking. I just want this team to win. You know, it's a team effort. So all the success I had, I credit to my teammates and coaches and God, because I couldn't do it without them.
Okay, we'll go here on the right here. Go ahead.
Derrick, Tony Cornish Jr., WTVY. Throughout this game, you just seem to be getting stronger again. Talk about that focus and what you're thinking about. You get carry, you up the middle, you feel that you're going to break one, you get more yards, you get more yards. What are you thinking? What's your mental outlook at that point?
Just finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to start fast and finish fast. And I credit to my offensive line. You know, they really take pride on controlling the line of scrimmage. Throughout the week, they work hard. And you know what I'm saying? It's keep pushing the defensive line. So all credit to my teammates, but my main focus is just finishing, helping the team win.
Okay, we'll go to the front, to the right here.
Derrick Barrett's Lead Bleacher Report. Nick has complimented your ability to pick up pass blocking the last year or so. How much of a focus was that for you this offseason, and how much did you struggle with that earlier in your career?
You know, I'm still not where I want to be with pass blocking. Still some things I got to improve on. I could have did better in the game, but I feel like if you want to be a complete back, you got to know how to pass block, you know what I'm saying, at this level and at the next level. And, you know, this whole off season and during the season, I just worked on trying to get better at that week after week. And like I said, I'm not where I am where I want to be right now, but I'm gonna keep on working.
Okay, we'll go back over here on our left.
Drew DeArmond, WZZN Radio. Derrick, a two-part question. First, how does it feel the last 2 weeks? You break Bo Jackson's Iron Bowl record for rushing yards in a game, and now Herschel Walker's all-time SEC record. I'm sure you've grown up hearing about, watching them on film and hearing about them. How does it feel, first of all, to break their records, and second, what has Burton Burns meant to your career?
You know, it's a blessing. and God is good. And like I said, I'm still going to give credit to my teammates and coaches because without them, it wouldn't be possible. But, you know, them are like my heroes, my football heroes. Just saying, growing up hearing their name all the time and just watching what they did is incredible. My name to be, you know what I'm saying, Mitchell Madera is just an honor and it's a blessing. And Coach Burns is like a father figure and like a brother, and he's really taught me a lot about the game, helped me get better over these past few years. And we're saying week after week, we're always talking about what we need to get better on. Never complacent, never satisfied, just staying hungry week after week.
We've got time for a couple more. We'll start over here on our right.
Derek Joseph Goodman with AL.com. Your offensive line gets stronger in the fourth quarter as the game goes on. What's it like in the huddle with your teammates when it's time to put away a game?
You know, offensive line stays motivated. They just tell them to keep running it, keep staying hungry. And like I said, they practice hard in practice. So in the game, it's no surprise when they're controlling the line of scrimmage. And I'm saying we moving the ball like we did.
Okay, we'll take one final question for Derek in the second row.
Yeah, Sherry Burris, CBS 46. You guys you're used to winning these games. Is this one any sweeter than last year's championship win?
You know, I would say it's sweeter for me because I consider myself a leader on the team, and all I want to do is make these guys better by the way I work and by the way I practice, and I'm saying by the way I carry myself. And these younger guys really just bought in, and we know we're really like a family. Like I said, the Ole Miss loss, when we lost, nobody really hung their head. Everybody came back and refocused and wanted to get here, and that's what we try to do. So I'm just proud of this team. We're like a family, so I mean, it just means everything to win this.
Thank you, Derek. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
Head back to the locker room.
All right.
All right, if you have a question for Coach Saban, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll let Derek. We'll go ahead and start down here in the front row to our right, Coach.
I apologize, Coach. I'm losing my voice. I've got a two-part question for you. The first one is, you talk about the Heisman. He's in contention. And a lot of people say the Heisman is a player that's the most valuable to his team. I'm curious what his character means to this team.
I don't know that I've coached many players that actually set a better example to affect other people. And he doesn't really do it for himself. He does it for them. That has as much work ethic, doesn't get frustrated, can overcome adversity, and really sets the best example every day, not only on the field and how he practices and what he does, but how he lives his life, how he goes to school, how he does in class, and is not afraid to, tell somebody else that this is a better way to do it. So he is a really good leader, sets a great example, and I don't know that there's any player on the team that the team needs any more to them as it does to Derek.
And my second one, by the way, Rachel Barbeau, Sirius XM, as you said afterwards on the podium, you really wanted it the most for this team. I'm paraphrasing. You really wanted it. And I'm just curious about that because you've had some pretty special teams. Why do you want it most for this team?
Well, I don't think anybody really thought after the Ole Miss game this team would wind up here. And to be honest with you, I had some questions in my mind as to whether it would wind up here. So to see all the things that this team did and to stay together as a team and for everybody to be committed to doing what they needed to do to improve in whatever their role was on the team. And there was a real togetherness with this group. We haven't had issues. We haven't had lots of problems. I don't have to call guys in at all. Everybody sort of bought in, and really a fun team to coach. And sometimes you have really good teams that have talent, but they also, with that talent, comes some issues. This team doesn't have a lot of issues. And so for where they came from, what they accomplished, what they did, I mean, I remember after the Ole Miss game, every time I would have a press conference, somebody would ask me, what are you going to do this week to prepare better for this game? And I would say, if there was a better way, we'd have done it last week, because you asked me that question last week. Because that's how many big games this team had against really good teams in our league, in our division, and they responded every time, and some very difficult places to play.
Okay, we'll go down here to our left in the front row, Coach.
Coach Saban, Kerry Clark, BamaMag.com. From the end of the first quarter until roughly 5 minutes to go in the game, they really didn't move the ball hardly at all. Tell us a little bit about the in-game adjustments you made on defense.
Well, we really played well on defense. I mean, they did some things that were a little different, and they got some guys open, made a couple big plays. But we probably should have went to dime in the series that they went down and scored like 3 or 4 plays. We were in nickel, should have been in dime. They got an empty, put some linebackers in some tough spots on some people, and so that was probably a little bit on us. We didn't execute very well. I think there's a lesson to be learned for our players in that particular drive, that you got to play the game for 60 minutes and it's not over. They get the onside kick there, they got a chance to get back in the game. So, but we didn't really make a lot of adjustments. I mean, the biggest thing, we had a good plan on defense. We knew what they would do. They have a lot of personnel groupings. And the biggest one was, you know, we got a little messed up playing regular defense against 2 tights and 2 wides. And when they had 32 in there, it was all nickel formation. So once we made that adjustment, that was very beneficial to us. So that's probably the biggest one we made in the game. But our staff does a really good job of tracking what the other team's doing and what we need to do, but nothing different than what we've practiced and what the players know. So, and they did a nice job of executing. Did a good job up front stopping the run. They were behind the sticks a lot, and we did a good job on 3rd down.
Okay, we'll go over to our right on the aisle, 3rd row.
Coach Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports. Last week you said that Derek insisted on staying in the game even after the game was pretty well out of reach. Again tonight, 44 carries. Did he insist again tonight on staying in the game, and was there any
No, we took him
consideration?
out of the game, and then when Florida scored, he wasn't going to play anymore. 17 and 9 were going to play the rest of the game, but we needed to get a couple first downs because it was really a 2-score game if they make a 2-point conversion. So we felt like we needed to take the air out of an offense, and he's the best guy to do it. And he wasn't happy when I told him he wasn't going to play anymore. But when they scored, he got to play some more, and he was happy. So, and he made me happy by the way he played. So everybody was happy. Not that they scored, but.
Coach Saban, Drew DeArmond, WZZN Radio. I wanted to ask you about the growth of 2 players, one on offense and one on defense. I wanted to ask you about Ardarius Stewart and his growth as a player this year, and also Tim Williams on defense.
Ardarius Stewart really came into his own at the end of last season, and then he got injured and missed the rest of the season. So then we kind of went back, and Ardarius is a guy that really has had to learn how to pay attention to detail, do the little things right, and do it on a consistent basis, and he has done that extremely well. And I think that's the difference in his performance. He's always been a talented guy, and he's made some great plays for us this year. Tim Williams, I'm really kind of proud of Tim Williams. He's had some struggles in his career. He's battled hard to overcome them, and is doing better in school, as well as has really got pass rush ability, and we've been able to use him in that role this year, and he has created a lot of pressure for us playing on 3rd down and done a really good job of affecting the quarterback.
Okay, Coach, we'll go to the left, 3rd row.
Coach Tony Cornish Jr., WTVY. On that same note, talk about the improvements that you've seen in Calvin Ridley, freshman, of course, and, of course, Minkah Fitzpatrick as well on the defensive side.
Well, those 2 guys are special. To be freshmen, to contribute as much as they've contributed this year, because what happens a lot of times with the young guys on your team is they can't sustain the season. They don't have the maturity to stay focused on the next game plan. And these 2 guys are special because they've never skipped a beat. They've always been able to focus on what they need to do to go out and do their job well in a game and make very good plays. And those 2 guys have been fantastic additions to our team this year, and their contribution has been very, very important to us. You know, Calvin got an opportunity when Robert Foster got injured in the Ole Miss game and took great advantage of it.
All right, we have time for 1 or 2 more. If you have a question, raise your hand. Over here in the corner.
This is probably obvious, but do you feel now that this is a lock as far as the Final Four tournament goes?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What are you holding up there? Well, I'm not real good with this technology, but this is a new one on me.
Just a microphone, that's all.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I certainly think that this team deserves to, being SEC champions, to be, they were number 2. I don't know what they did out there tonight that would dispel their opportunity to play in the playoff. Our league is a tough league, and we beat each other up, and then people say, well, you don't have that many ranked teams this year. Well, it's because we beat each other up. When we played a lot of teams this year, they were ranked in the top 15 or the top 10. Maybe they aren't now because we all have to play each other. So I think if you win this league, you should deserve an opportunity to be in the playoff. And other than one game where we played poorly and turned the ball over 5 times, this team has shown a lot of consistency. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of other coaches out there who are going to lobby for their team being in it, but I would be surprised if anybody has a lot of doubt about whether we should or shouldn't be in the playoff.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. One thing I would like to say to 2 people, our fans do a fantastic job of supporting our team, and they certainly did a great job, and I know how much our players appreciate it. And I know how you all think that I don't like the media, and that's not really true. I really do appreciate all that you do for the positive self-gratification that you give the players by covering our sport. I know they appreciate it. I just don't like to tell you all stuff sometime, and it's kind of my way of keeping secrets, but I really do appreciate what you do, so thank you.